Is RT more critical than other Irish media? Uncovering the truth behind the crisis. Last week, RT announced a 4-year plan to cut 400 jobs, freeze salaries, and shut down some channels, sparking questions about whether the broadcaster is truly in a dire position compared to other media outlets in Ireland. But before jumping to conclusions, let's unpack what's really going on beneath the surface. For years, RT has been navigating a maze of turbulence, governance issues, financial struggles, and a public controversy that reverberated with the Ryan Tubridy payments scandal of 2023. In defending their troubled practices, RT's leadership pointed a finger at the government's failure to reform the license fee, which has been the backbone of their funding but has long been seen as outdated and inefficient. Supporters argued that a public service broadcaster like RT was facing an existential crisis, with many blaming the archaic license collection system and stagnant fee, unchanged since 2008, rather than outright mismanagement. Despite these challenges, the government recently stepped in with a hybrid funding approach, guaranteeing €725 million over several years, regardless of license fee collections. Still, that cash injection, while helpful, hasn't exactly solved all RT's problems. The recent cuts and restructuring are, in part, a response to years of neglecting necessary reforms. Now, here's a question that often gets lost in the noise: is RT really worse off than other media companies in Ireland? The answer isn't straightforward. The entire media landscape has been flipped upside down by digital transformation. Private broadcasters, like Virgin Radio, Newstalk, and Today FM, along with regional stations, are all grappling with declining ad revenues as big advertisers shift their budgets towards social media and search engines. The traditional income streams for newspapers, print sales and print ads, have cratered, forcing many to pivot toward digital subscriptions, layoffs, and restructuring. What's interesting is that while RT has faced its share of financial hurdles, private competitors have been operating with even slimmer margins, often without the backing of a steady license fee. The infamous license fee, albeit disliked, provided RT with a safety net, something private Irish media can't count on. It's a cushion that kept the broadcaster afloat during turbulent times. Looking back over the past 25 years, RT's revenues have seen a roller coaster. In 2000, their annual revenue was around £197.65 million, with over 2,200 staff. Fast forward to today, inflation-adjusted revenue isn't much higher, roughly €400 million, and staff numbers have barely dipped below 1,800, despite massive shifts in the media world. That stability in staffing, despite declining income, suggests some deep-rooted inefficiencies, and many insiders believe better management and reforms are long overdue. The financial crash of 2008, followed by the rise of smartphones and social media, forced media outlets everywhere to rethink their models. RT's revenue decline and stagnant staffing levels seem to reflect these global trends, yet some might argue they're holding onto outdated structures. While recent efforts aim to address these issues through voluntary redundancies and restructuring, government skepticism remains. The fear is that without strict oversight, the reforms might fall short, leaving talented staff and the broadcaster's future hanging in the balance. So, is RT really in a worse position than other Irish media? Probably not, when viewed through a broader lens. But what's clear is that all media in Ireland face a challenging, rapidly changing landscape, one that calls for bold, sustained reform, not just band-aid solutions. For the talented people who still believe in RT's mission, the question is whether these changes will finally pave the way for a sustainable future or just be another stopgap in a long struggle to adapt.